Welcome to southern Spain in the winter where it's lovely and sunny outside, but inside it can almost be like living in an icebox. Everyone thinks that southern Spain equals warmth, sunshine, blue skies, mild winters, and probably no requirement for heating at all. But here's the thing, Spanish houses weren't designed to keep the heat in, they were designed to keep the heat out. Now don't get me wrong, the houses in northern Spain are much warmer in the winter, and those people there are cosy as toast, while us lot down here in Andalusia are literally shivering. Fixed stone walls, tiled floors, small windows, high ceilings, all of these things are perfect if your goal is to replicate the feeling of being inside a fridge. I remember my first winter here in Andalusia and it literally hit me like a slap across the face. I remember my first morning during the winter when I woke up, my toes were blue with the cold. The floor felt like ice, the walls were moist and mysterious, almost like they were mocking me. And it didn't matter if I tried heaters or I tried layering up. Even putting a duvet around you like a toga, you just couldn't get warm. And at first I thought maybe something's broken, but it's not. It's just how it is in Andalusia in the winter. Southern Spanish houses are, in my opinion, summer warriors. They've got fixed stone walls, small windows, tile floors, high ceilings, and it's all brilliant. All these things are great when it's 40 degrees outside because your house stays gloriously cool, it's a stone palace of air conditioning. But winter, that same glorious stone and tile becomes your arch nemesis. It just traps in the cold like a villain in a movie and it simply refuses to go. Okay, so if you've not lived in Andalusia before, you're probably thinking, well, what about insulation? What's that? Historically, it just wasn't a priority here. Winters are short, heating is optional, and the solution is just put another jumper on, or at least that's what the locals tell me. What you'll find is that the older houses have thin or little to no insulation whatsoever. They've got single pane windows and they've got drafts that sneak in like ninjas. And to locals, all these things are normal, but to someone from Northern Europe, it almost feels like the house is personally testing you. It's like an endurance to see how tough you really are. Now, another thing I've noticed is that there are definitely cultural differences because in Spain, they heat you, not the house. A little heater in the room that you're in, maybe a blanket or maybe a hot water bottle, and that's it. Whereas us Brits, we heat the whole space, we heat the whole house, every room top to bottom, all the time. And I've kind of got the feeling over the 2 decades that I've lived here that the Spanish approach is more like surviving winter is like a game of personal strategy. Then there's the damp, and this is one that shocks most people their first winter because stone walls plus the humidity equals a cold that just goes straight into your bones. And you can be outside in a lovely winter sun and it's glorious, it's beautiful. And then you walk back indoors and it's like you've accidentally stepped into Siberia. One of the other things I've noticed over the years here is that you can turn on every heater in the house, layer up, maybe even sit with blankets on you and try hot water bottles taped to your feet. And still, that cold, it creeps back in like a ghost with a grudge. Now, I'm not saying Spanish houses are impossible to heat because they're not, but they're simply built for a completely different problem, which is the summer heat. Now, I haven't fully insulated this home yet, but it's something that I will be doing. And I'm still experimenting with ideas of where's best to do first. Should I do the windows or the ceiling first? And another good thing as well is that I have heard that there's possibly grants available for home insulation. So if you're already living in Spain, check that out because you never know. It could be something that you could benefit from. One of the other things that I've noticed, again, over my 2 decades here is the amount of newcomers that this catches out because they move here expecting the mild winters and the sunshine, and you get that outside. If you're outside, it's beautiful, it really is. You can sit in shorts and a t-shirt almost some days. But when you come back inside, it's like you're constantly negotiating with your floor tiles over temperature, if that makes sense. Okay, so what's the bottom line? Well, the bottom line is that Spanish houses aren't badly built, but they're built to solve a problem that we don't typically have in the UK, and that is the extremes of heat. They keep the heat out beautifully, but the winter, simply not so much. It's like the houses invite it in. And if you understand that before you buy here in southern Spain, your first winter's not going to seem like you're starring in Frozen, the Spanish edition. So tell me, if you've lived in Spain and your house, did it plot against you in the winter as well? Or maybe you're thinking of buying here, because if you are, consider this your early warning that the cold has plans and it's persistent. Drop your stories and your thoughts in the comments, because I'm really interested to hear them. Also, if you've enjoyed this vlog, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do. It doesn't cost a penny, but it really helps this channel to continue to grow. Anyway, enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.